Hello everyone. So today we are going to do our last topic in arrangements and grouping, and which is ranking and order. So in this particular session we will be looking at the basic problems which can be asked under ranking and order. So let's first understand what types of questions are being asked under this topic. So we have sequential order of arrangement. So there will be questions where we have to arrange the data or the information in a sequential manner. Then we have questions on position test, and also a third variation which is known as the time sequence test. So we'll be looking at each kind of these questions one by one and understanding how they have to be approached. So firstly, sequential order of arrangement, or in other words, this is something we call it as ranking. So what exactly is ranking? The ranking is like it's a sequential ordering of two or more things or persons on the basis of certain parameters. Okay, now what could be those parameters? The parameters could be age, height, marks, salary, weight, height, grades, or length. So any such parameter on which two entities can be compared. You can compare that this is more than the other one or it is less than the other one. So wherever any parameter which can give us a comparison ground, that's where we would, our ranking question would be framed. So what happens is usually the information is given in the jumbled form, and one is supposed to systematically arrange and determine the sequential order out of this jumbled form of information. Now there would be some notation that we would be frequently using. For example, when it is, if we are looking at a word like greater, heavier, taller, higher, more, and let's say in any question we have A is heavier than B. So how will I write it? I will write it like this. We will use the sign of greater than. So wherever these keywords are there, greater, heavier, taller, higher, more, and it is like A is greater than B, A is heavier than B, A is taller than B, or A is more than B, we would be denoting it with a symbol like this. This would be the symbolic notation of it. Second one, lower, lighter, shorter, smaller, lesser. Okay, so if A is lesser than B, this would be denoted in this manner, and I'm sure this is something we all have learned from our school thing, and we are very much acquainted with this notation of greater than or lesser than. So the sequence can be arranged in any of the manner. It could be ascending order. Ascending order means that from the least moving towards the most, or from the lowest moving towards the highest, whereas descending is from the highest moving towards the lowest. Again, I'm sure these are the two things you all must be already familiar with what is ascending order or descending order, or we can also say what is increasing order or decreasing order. So we've taken a practice example here which says in a group of 5 persons, Kamal is the tallest while Lata is the shortest. Okay, so we know there are 5 people, and in this question it has already been given to us that Kamal is the tallest and Lata is the shortest. Rashmi is shorter than Kamal but taller than Vandana and Prem. Now when I read this line, we know Rashmi would come between Kamal and Lata. So she could be position number 2, 3, 4. But she's taller than Vandana and Prem. So Rashmi would come at second position. Now for these two positions, it could be Vandana or Prem. Let's read the further data. Prem is the second shortest person in the group. Now when we read this line consolidates the position of Prem. He is the second shortest person. That means he is the person number 4 in terms of height, and Vandana would be at the third position. So who is the third tallest? Now we can definitely answer that Vandana is the third tallest person out of these 5 persons. And we can have notation like this, which denote that Kamal's height is more than Rashmi. Rashmi is taller than Vandana. Vandana is taller than Prem, and Prem is taller than Lata. Moving on, we have another question. Mukesh is heavier than Suresh but lighter than Rakesh. So here in this simple sentence, we can see the data about 3 persons has been given. So Mukesh is heavier than Suresh but lighter than Rakesh. So Mukesh happens to be somewhere between Rakesh and Suresh. Rakesh is heavier than Harish but lighter than Amar. That's another piece of data. Rakesh is heavier than Harish but lighter than Amar. So when I try and combine these two pieces of information, all I can say, Amar is heavier than Rakesh. Now here I know Rakesh is heavier than Mukesh. Mukesh, who is heavier than Suresh. Also Rakesh is heavier than Harish. But there is no additional data wherein we can compare the weights of Mukesh and Suresh with Harish. The question here is that who among them is the lightest? Now, are we in a position to answer that? No, because we don't have any information between Mukesh, Suresh and Harish. So there is no data which can help us in determining the order of weights between these 3 persons. Had it been asked who among them is the heaviest, we can definitely answer that it would be Amar. But when it is being asked who among them is the lightest, we are not in a position to answer this. It could be any one of them, could be at Suresh or Harish. Out of Suresh or Harish, it could be anyone. So here our answer cannot be determined. Based on the given information, we are not in a position to answer this question, that who is the lightest. So let's have a look at one more question. Now in this question, if you read it carefully, you would see there are 4 people and they have been compared on 2 parameters. When I read the opening line, among A, B, C and D, B is heavier than A and C, but C is taller than him. So they are compared on height and as well as they are compared on weight. So we will have to make the sequential order for both of these parameters separately. We cannot arrange them on both the parameters in one ranking. Okay, the process has to be done separately. So we'll make one ranking for height and we'll make another ranking for weight. So when I read this, B is heavier than A and C. So I'll plot it like this, A and C both. As of now, I don't know the order between A and C. So this is, we are talking about weight. But C is taller than him. So when I am talking about height, C is taller than B. D is not as tall as C, while A is the shortest. Okay. So in terms of height, A is the shortest. Then we have D is shorter than B. So we have the arrangement for height ready. Let's see what's there in the ranking for weight. So D is heavier than B. So we have this one. So D comes before B. As far as A and C are concerned, C is not as heavy as A. That means C would be lighter than A. So here also we'll get the complete order. of the weight as well. So who is the heaviest? Your answer should be D. Who is the tallest? Our answer should be C. So here you have seen there are two parameters. You have to make sure that you're getting the rankings of both the parameters separately. Don't combine them. Otherwise, you'll get confused. Read firstly only the data about that ranking on your working. ओके जैसे हमने यहाँ पे पहले हाइट का रैंकिंग क्रिएट कर लिया हाइट रिलेटेड इंफॉर्मेशन पढ़ के ठीक है जब वेट की रैंकिंग बनानी है हमको तो हम सिर्फ वेट रिलेटेड इंफॉर्मेशन पे ध्यान देंगे तो आगे चलते हैं नाउ पोजीशन टेस्ट ओके so what happens in position test the rank or position of a person from either of the two ends of a row or queue is given. So we assume that the row is a linear row and mostly in the language you would find from the left end or the right end. So if you have a row or if you have a line, you can say this is the left end and this is the right end. तो यूजुअली जो डेटा होता है वो फ्रॉम द लेफ्ट एंड या फ्रॉम द राइट एंड के टर्म्स में गिवन होता है so couple of times total number of persons in the group is asked or किसी पर्टिकुलर पर्सन के लेफ्ट में कितने लोग हैं या राइट में कितने लोग प्लेस्ड हैं ये भी पूछा जा सकता है so the number of persons to the left or right of a particular person is asked and sometimes interchanging is also being integrated in the question so you would find that there are two persons there is some data given about the respective positions they interchange their positions and then again we have some data about that so we'll have a look at each kind of question one by one so two concepts that you can use or two simple formulas or relationship whatever you may call it it's very easy to use position or rank from the left end of a person is given by total number of persons minus rank from the right end plus 1 and just contradictory to that is position from the right end is given by total number of persons minus rank from the left end plus 1. I can also create one more formula here. Let's say in a question for the same person his position from the left end and position from the right end both are given and it is being asked that what are the total number of persons in that row. The total number of persons in that row can be found out by rank from the left end plus rank from the right end minus 1 and here we are talking about the rank of the same person. For the same person I have been given rank from the left end and for the same person I have been given rank from the right end. If I have these two data then I can definitely find out what are the total number of persons in that particular row or queue. Okay, so here we have a question. In a class of 50 students, rank of Ashish is 22 from top, then rank of Ashish from bottom. So here instead of left end or right end, we have used the terminology top or bottom, which would mean the same. Okay. So Ashish ranks from the bottom would be given by total number of students minus rank of Ashish from the top plus 1 as we have seen just in the previous slide. So it would be 50 minus 22 plus 1 which would lead us to 29. So we can say the rank of Ashish from the bottom is 29. This is the direct application of the concept. Another problem. In a class of students, Sakshi is 24th from top and 36th from the bottom in a class. then total number of students in the class. As I've already shared, there is the same formula can be rewritten to find out the total number of students when we have given the rank of a person from the left end and the right end. So total students in a class can be found out by rank of Sakshi from top plus rank of Sakshi from bottom minus 1, leading us to 24, which is the rank of Sakshi from the top, plus 36, her rank from the bottom, minus 1, and leading us to conclude that there would be total 59 students in the class. Again, this is a direct concept application. Practice problem 6. Here you can see data have been given about 2 students. In a row of students, Anil is 7th from left while Jack is 18th from the right. Both of them interchange their positions such that Anil becomes 21st from left. How many people are there in the row? So the data that has been given to us is Anil from left end. We have his position 7th. Then we have Jack from the right end. His position is 18th. And then Anil goes to Jack's position. And then new position of Anil, at new position of Anil, he would be 21st from the left end. Just keep in mind that the new position of Anil was the earlier position of Jack. Let's see how we deal with these questions. So Anil's original position from left was 7th. Jack's original position from the right is 18th, as we have seen. Anil's position from the left after the interchange is 21st. So Anil has actually exchanged his seat with Jack. So Jack's original position from the left is 21st. So now what we are concluding here, the Jack, who was 18 from the right end, is 21st from the left end. So we have converted this question as in the form of previous question, that now we have the rank of the same person from the left end and the right end. And now we can easily find out what are the total number of students. Now this has become really an easy question. All we have to do, Jack's position from the right plus Jack's position from the left minus 1, leading us to 18 plus 21 minus 1, 38. So we can say there are total 38 students. I hope you have understand the concept here and also understood that the new position of Anil is actually nothing but the older position of Jack. And we have converted this question into a format where we can get the rank of a person, of a same person from the left end and the right end. Then this question becomes an easy and a cakewalk to solve. Another problem. In a queue of girls, Amrita is 9th from left and Meena is 17th from the right. So again we have two persons that we are talking about here. If the positions of Amrita and Meena are interchanged, the new position of Amrita is 15th from the left. Find the number of girls between Amrita and Meena. Okay, this is the initial position, that Amrita is at 9th position and Meena is at 17th. After the exchange, we find when Amrita is being moved to Meena's original position, she becomes 15th from the left, and we are being asked how many girls are there in between Amrita and Meena. So the total number of persons between Amrita and Meena would be new position of Amrita minus older position of Amrita minus 1, leading us to that there would be 5 girls between Amrita and Meena. You can also understand it this way. that Amrita, originally who was 9th, and the original position of Meena, which was given to us that it is 17th from the right, this particular position is also 15th from the left. So this position is 9th from the left, this position is 15th from the left. So there would be 5 more students in between, because if this position is 9th, 10th, 11th, 12th, 13th, 14th and 15th. So rather than counting, what we can do a subtraction like this. New position of Amrita minus older position of Amrita and subtracting one more from it. So we would get, or we would reach to the answer 5. If in a row Rakesh is 10th from the left and Mukesh is 13th from the right, and there are 4 persons in between them, that means there are 4 persons in between Rakesh and Mukesh, then find the maximum and minimum number of persons in a row. Okay, so in one set of example we need to maximize the number of persons in that row. In other case we need to minimize the number of persons in the row. Okay, let's see how do we achieve that. So we have Rakesh, who's 10th from left, and we have Mukesh, who is 13th from the right, and they're sitting in a row among other people. Now when we want to maximize the number of people or number of persons in the row, and we have been given there are 4 persons in between Rakesh and Mukesh, in order to maximize we will have to assume that Rakesh and Mukesh have not crossed each other. That means these 4 people are sitting between them like this. In that case the total number of persons in the row would be 10 plus 13 plus 4, that would be 27. This could be the maximum number of persons in the row. Okay. And when I want to minimize, we have to understand it this way, that they have crossed each other. So Rakesh, who's 10th from the left, and then we have 4 people, and here we have Mukesh, who is 13th from the right end. This will minimize the number of people, this will minimize the number of persons in the row. What we have done in the first case, it's like if they're traveling towards each other, they have not met, and there are 4 blocks to be covered between them. When I want to minimize the number of persons in the row, we'll assume they have kind of crossed each other and they have covered a distance of 4 blocks between them. So in this case, the total number of persons in this case, our answer would be 10 plus 13 minus 4 minus 2, leading us to 17. This additional 2 has been done because the position of Rakesh and Mukesh would be counted twice. So to reduce that double counting, we are subtracting 2. So here we can say the maximum number of persons in the row would be 27. And the minimum number of persons in the row would be 17. It's as simple as that. When we want to maximize the number of persons in the row, let's assume they have not crossed each other. And we want to minimize the number of persons in the row, let's assume that they have kind of crossed each other. So time sequence test, that's the another variation that has been asked in ranking in order. And these are very simple. I've just taken one illustration here. Rekha remembers that her mother's birthday is after 16th but before 21st of April. So the possible dates based on Rekha's remembrance would be 17, 18, 19, 20, because According to her, the date is after 16th but before 21st of April. While her brother Mintu remembers that his mother's birthday is before 22nd but after 19th. So if we go by Mintu, the possible dates would be 20 and 21. Now when we compare both set of dates, we see that there's only one date which is common in both the sets, which have come out according to Rekha's remembrance and also according to Mintu's remembrance. So the common date is 20th. So we can conclude that their mother's birthday is actually on 20th April. So these are very simple, and again this is something you should not miss a mark on. If any such kind of question is there, this is not something a question where you should be losing marks. These are sure short marks, very doable, very easy. All you need, you should have or you should have done such kind of question at least once before, so you know how to approach these questions. So I hope ranking in order, the basic questions are clear. In the next session, we'll be taking puzzles based on ranking in order. So thank you. Bye bye.